That's cue. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Soy Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adele
Pineda. And welcome to this, our post-World Series edition of the Arlington Weekly News for somewhere around November, early November 2016. Holy cow, what do you know about that? World Series is over. And of course, well, I'm showing my loyalties here tonight.
Yeah, who are you cheering for?
I know. But, well, we've got the usual stuff coming up here, our news and community bulletin board, take two. Also, Adele is here with It's Easy Being Green. Indeed it is. Denise Pringle and her reviews, news for seniors. And then Inga Middleton, and she's talking with Jaclyn. Oh, yes, Jaclyn and Laughlin about her picks. That's our show. But before we go, a social media reminder. Easy now.
Absolutely, Craig. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News. And yes, the number one. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News.
All right, gracias, Senor Pineda. Careful with that hat now. Here we go with the first of our news items. Well, Arlington prepares for Election Day, seeing big absentee numbers. Arlington General Registrar Linda Lindberg has observed a big increase in absentee ballots for this year. However, Lindberg stressed that the county is prepared and has hired several additional staff members to help with the expected larger voter turnout. In-person absentee voting will continue in Arlington County through November 5. The three in-person absentee polling places are Courthouse Plaza, Walter Reed Center, and Madison Community Centers. Senor Pineda.
Absolutely, Craig. Well, in addition, Lindbergh is expecting a busy election day as voters go to the polls on November the 8th. And frequent voters will find some changes from 2012. Voters also mark ballots for the U.S. House of Representatives, County Board, School Board, county bond referendums, and state constitutional amendments. Election officials want the public to be aware of the referendums and amendments so they don't have to read through the ballot questions while casting their votes. Being informed will save time on Election Day. Be sure to bring your photo identification. Correct.
And also in election news, well, there are some concerns about the potential of hacking into election systems. County officials are confident there will be no problems, according to Arlington's elections chief. And we quote now, "In Virginia, our data is very secure. There are many levels of firewalls. We can constantly back up our material." We're quoting now. And they're very comfortable that there's not going to be any kind of hacking, end quote. As for entities attempting to rig a local or national election, the elections chief also expressed skepticism, although she acknowledges small-scale malfeasance may occur. Is there voter fraud? Well, yes, there's always voter fraud sometimes, in a way teeny tiny and a small scale, but it would be virtually impossible for widespread vote tampering to take place. Daniel.
Teeny tiny.
Teeny tiny. Just a little teeny tiny.
Well, Craig, who should you call? Who should you call should you suspect election fraud or voting rights abuse at the polls on Election Day next week? The Regional U.S. Attorney's Office says to call Assistant U.S. Attorney James P. Gillis, who can be reached at 703-299-3700. For more mundane problems at the polls, voters can notify one of the poll workers or call the Arlington County Elections Office. That's at 703-228-3456. Arlington election officials plan to post results on the county government's website. That's at arlingtonva.us, which could be a faster way for the public to access information. The office also is expected to use Twitter to provide precinct results. Craig.
And also in our news items, Arlington County Community Services, ACCS, is being recognized for implementing mobility into broader efforts to improve local quality of life and economic competitiveness. ACCS was named by the Association for Commuter Transportation as having the best transportation demand management, TDM, the best program among all large municipalities in the country. Commuter Services provides information and services to increase the use of transit, biking, walking, carpooling, and teleworking through its programs Walk Arlington, Bike Arlington, Arlington Transportation Partners, and Arlington's Car-Free Diet, also the Commuter Store, commuterdirect.com, and Mobility Lab. Good news. Well, we'll be back with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file right after we hear from Adele Quo and
It's Easy Being Green.
We got it right that time. Here's
All
Adele.
right, yay! Welcome back, Arlingtonians, to another It's Easy Being Green. My name's Adele Quo. Joe Tree Frog, my mascot, and I are here to talk about money, money, money. What couldn't be more green than money? According to AIR, Arlington Initiative to Rethink Energy, as of October 2016, 87 savvy Arlingtonians have used the home energy rebates available for Arlington residents. Rebate money is expected to be available through spring 2017. You may receive up to $575 in rebates per year if you're upgrading your existing home to more energy-efficient equipment. Spend less on your future energy bills. Be more comfortable in your home. Listen up. If you're eligible for the Arlington rebate, more good news. The Arlington rebate uses the same efficiency criteria as the federal energy tax credit, so you should also be eligible for the federal tax credit. Let's repeat that. Get money from both the feds and from Arlington's AIRE program. Check to make sure your equipment will meet the efficiency minimums. Save your receipts. For more details on the Arlington Home Energy Rebates, check the website where you can download the application and fill it out. It's environment.arlington.us/energy/rebates. And for details on the federal energy tax credit, visit energystar.gov/about/federal tax credits. These rebates and tax credits help you save energy, save money, and protect the environment. As your home equipment ages and nears the end of its useful life, new models are more energy efficient each year. Upgrading to an energy-efficient system could end up costing half as much to operate as your old one. Heating can account for almost half of the average family's winter energy bill. Since heating your home is the largest user of energy, it offers the greatest opportunity for savings by replacing your old heating system. Or beat the summer heat with a more efficient air conditioner. After heating and cooling your home, water heating is the next largest home energy usage. Federal statistics report that 9 out of 10 homes in the U.S. are under-insulated, which leads to heat loss in the winter. The hot air that you're paying for during winter means your money is literally disappearing into the thin, cold air. During summer, if you have trouble cooling the second story of your 2-story home, your home could lack sufficient insulation. So by sealing or insulating your attic or walls, you receive up to $575 from Arlington and up to $500 in federal tax credits. So remember, it's easy being green, getting a rebate for reducing your home energy usage.
You're supposed to have $100.
Yeah, we're cheap, you know?
$100 bill.
Hey, this is all I got.
It's easy
Money.
yeah, I feel your pain. It's easy being folding green.
That's right.
Hey, don't rip that dollar.
Appreciate that. Thanks,
you,
Adele. As always,
Thank
thank
you.
you for your EBG thoughts. Okay, here we go now. As promised, our CBB Community Bulletin Board file. Well, there'll be a Veterans Day observance on November 11th at 11 in the morning at 1 Air Force Memorial Drive here in Arlington. A wreath-laying ceremony and a 2-minute moment of silence will be observed to commemorate all those members of the U.S. Armed Forces who were killed during war. Daniel.
And Craig, there will be another ceremony also on November the 11th at 3 p.m. It will take place at the Women in Military Service Memorial, which is located at the gateway to Arlington National Cemetery. The ceremony is free and open to the public. It will include formal military honors, a keynote address, veterans' remarks, and a wreath laying. Craig.
Also in our CBB file, well, have you ever struggled to write a business plan even knowing that this is your roadmap to success? Well, there's going to be a workshop to help you do this, to prepare a professional business plan. You will participate in a case study and come away with financial templates that you can use in your plan. The instructors are Ed Coleman and Joe Clark. Ed has over 40 years of experience in retail and direct marketing, and Joe has over 40 years of experience providing consulting services to clients in both the federal government and commercial sectors, private sector. The event is being presented by SCORE DC. That's coming up on November 17 at 9 a.m., starting at 9 a.m. till about 4:30 in the afternoon. Admission is $60. For more information, contact information should be on your screen there. Give them a call. Here's their number, 202-619-1000, or check their web, workshops.scoredc@verizon.net. Daniel.
Craig, National Novel Writing Month began in 1999 with a small group of aspiring writers who decided to motivate each other with an artificially imposed deadline. Today, each November, hundreds of thousands of people around the world participate in NaNoWriMo. You can come write at Cherrydale on Saturday, that's November the 12th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Also at the Central Library on Wednesday, November the 16th, from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. And finally at Columbia Pike on Saturday, November the 19th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Craig.
All right, and also in CBB for this week, have you always wanted to learn how to knit? Or do you need to refresh your knitting skills? What is that, knit one, purl two? Come to learn the basics and knit a cozy ribbed scarf or other piece of apparel. Learn to cast on, knit, purl, cast off, and how to frog your work if you need to do that. Advanced knitters are welcome to join and work on their own projects. Beginners will need 400 to 500 yards of worsted weight yarn, either acrylic or superwash wool. Size 8 knitting needles, bamboo needles are recommended. And if you've read a good book lately, you can share it with the group. That's coming up on Friday, November 18, 10 to 1:30 at Connection Crystal City. And that's it for our CBB. We'll be back with our News for Seniors file, won't we? Yes, we will. Denise, here's Denise, sorry. Here's Denise and her...
And Charles invited 5 people to a remote hunting lodge in Michigan to play a murder mystery game. At least, that seems to be the premise of A Party to Murder at the Little Theater of Alexandria. The play is an homage to Halloween and all things Agatha Christie, so things aren't always as they seem. In addition to an exploding pumpkin, a secret passage, and a mounting dead body count, there are twists and turns that morph a game of role-playing and murder-solving into a quest for real answers to an unsolved murder mystery. 4 of the players are veterans of the game, but there are 2 newcomers, sisters, whose father was one of the Phantom 5 who disappeared from the same hunting lodge 25 years earlier. It seems that Charles has an ulterior motive in inviting Valerie and Henry. The yearly winner of the game is granted an extravagant prize of their own choosing. This year, Elwood exacts more sinister favors that he describes in letters to each of the other players. When Elwood's body is discovered, the letters are read in an effort to discover who murdered him. Each letter could ruin the reputation of its player, so no one is eager to have theirs read. In tribute to And Then There Were None, players become corpses at an alarming rate as the play races toward its unpredictable conclusion. In his first turn as a solo director, Jim Howard molds his ensemble cast into an effective vehicle to propel this quickly paced murder romp by Marcia Cash and Douglas E. Hughes. The set is befitting a Halloween play that pays tribute to Agatha Christie. You can expect the storm-tossed shutters, slamming passageway doors, and the newly discovered vault behind a picture frame to be depicted realistically by LTA's experienced crews. The nuanced lighting and sound appropriately enhance the dark design aspects. Test your own sleuthing skills by joining the players of A Party to Murder at the Little Theater of Alexandria until November 12th. I'm Denise Pringle, sitting in for Rich Masabny. Now back to the news desk.
Well, here we go with our, as promised now. Oh, thank you, Denise, by the way. If you're, news for seniors, if you're an Arlington resident and you want to age to perfection, stay active and socially involved, then the first thing you need to do is check out the Office of Senior Adult Programs, or OSAP. OSAP is a part of Parks and Recreation. They coordinate activities at 6 55-plus centers around here in Arlington. They also have fitness programs, sports, education, mental workouts, the arts, recreation, wellness, volunteerism, and civic engagement. Their 55-plus programs invite active adults and those that want to be active, 55 and older, to enrich this phase of their lives by getting involved and connecting with others in Arlington. You can get a 55-plus pass or check it out by picking up a 55-plus guide at community centers, senior centers, libraries, or by going to the county website, which is should be on your screen there. You can also give them a call. Here's their number, 703-228-4744. 55 plus, it's the way to go.
Age to perfection, right,
Age
Craig?
to perfection.
You said it so well and eloquently, yeah.
A fine wine, just like a fine wine.
Well, Craig, do you love to travel near or far? Whether it's a trip across the river to ride the Ferris wheel, or a trip to New York City to see the Rockettes at the Radio City Music Hall, Arlington County 55 Plus Travel welcomes you to join in. You can bring a friend or make new ones. The participants of 55 Plus Travel are a friendly group who always welcome a new traveler. And it's easy because they take care of all the details. Give them a call at 703-228-4744 for more information. Craig.
And speaking of 55 plus in their travel program, the first trip in December will be to a German Christmas village in Baltimore. You'll be able to enjoy the markets modeled after the famous Christmas market in Nuremberg. You'll be able to partake in traditional foods and get involved in traditional crafts. All of this old-time tradition will get you in the good old Christmas spirit. You can get more information about this trip and others that are planned by the OSAP Travel Office by calling Karen. And here's her number. Should be on your screen there, 703-228-4744.
I can't believe the holidays are almost here.
They're coming. Get ready. Ready or not.
Well, Craig, Ames' very own Jaclyn O'Loughlin and Kate Williams were winners. Yes, winners in the Movie in a Month festival held last month at Wheaton, Maryland. Jaclyn is also a very skilled photographer, and we have an interview with her conducted by Inga Middleton. Here they are. 5, 4.
Hi, welcome to the Sustainable Scoop. I am Inga Middleton. A moment in time or a memory can be captured or sustained through photography. We have a wonderful photographer, a talented photographer joining us today by the name of Jaclyn O'Loughlin. Jaclyn, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, nice to be here.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your career. I would love to hear about it. How long ago did you start doing this?
I've been into photography ever since I was a little kid. I remember my mom bought me my first camera in the 4th grade a long time ago. And then when I was in high school, I took black and white photography classes and just loved it so much people couldn't get me out of the darkroom. And at the same time, I also worked for the high school newspaper.
That's
and
great.
Yeah, and I got really into writing. And so I decided
nice.
when I went to college that I wanted to be a reporter. So I studied to be a reporter. And at the same time, I learned about photojournalism. And so I thought that would be a great way to use my photography skills along with my writing skills.
Where did you go to school?
I got my undergrad degree from Mary Washington in Fredericksburg.
Oh, okay.
When I graduated college, I started working for community papers in Virginia as a reporter and photographer.
That's
so
great.
I covered
Great experience.
general. Yeah, it was amazing. I covered general news, everything from like education to crime to sports. And on my personal travels, I love to take pictures of landscapes and also doors. I'm
wow.
really into taking
Yeah.
pictures of doorways.
So, yeah, I wanted to hear about that. You had some side projects you've done where you took pictures of doors. Tell me about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what draws me to doors, but there's just something about it. And so I've just made
Those
it a
are
goal.
beautiful.
Yeah, in every city.
It's very colorful, and the lighting is so perfect and engaging. So very
Thanks.
nice composition.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I wanted to just mention this beautiful artwork we have in front of us. It's doorways from Bolivia and Puerto Rico. So Jaclyn, didn't you take some pictures of the Obama inauguration, the very last one?
I did. I actually moved up to the DC area to work for a Russian news agency as a multimedia correspondent, and I had the privilege to photograph the inauguration.
Those
and
are beautiful
that
pictures.
particular picture was
Yeah.
obviously taken on the parade route.
Oh,
I just
so
happened,
close up.
Yeah, I just happened to be in the right place at the right time,
What a
right when he got
privilege.
out of
That's
his
so
car.
Beautiful, nice work. What about your master's? Didn't you earn a master's through photography?
I did. So I went to Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond, and I got my master's in multimedia journalism with a concentration in photography. And I spent 4 months photographing a Catholic group of nuns called the Little Sisters of the Poor. And they dedicate their lives to taking care of the sick and elderly.
Those are so
And,
touching. How beautiful.
Thanks. It was really an amazing thing to experience because they themselves are elderly. And,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of them had to have canes and wheelchairs to get around, and here they
Like
are
Mother
taking care
Teresa.
of people.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Really, really touching. Well, thank you for that compelling work. It's beautiful. Didn't you have some other side projects, like a blog that you worked on?
Yes. I'm always doing some sort of side project. But I kept a daily photo blog where I took a picture every day for an entire year and
Beautiful
wrote about it.
sunflowers. So nice.
I did, yeah. And the focus of the blog was how many of us get around from point A to point B and don't fully exist in that point in between, and they're not really present in their lives. So through the project, I just really wanted to take notice of my surroundings. And I lived in Richmond at the time, and I commuted out to the country for work. So I had the city and the country in one day, which provided, as you saw with the sunflowers, a lot of great photo ops.
Right.
If it was maybe a cow or a barn or,
Beautiful.
you know.
Don't you have some other work that you do outside of your...
I do. I shoot weddings on the side, and I also shoot portraits and headshots of people.
nice.
And I love traveling, so I'm always taking pictures as I travel, and then I take the pictures and turn them into jewelry if it's a
That's
necklace.
a sustainable way to keep your photography.
Yeah.
It's nice. Beautiful. And I see that you're wearing some yourself right now. So
I am,
thank
yeah.
you for showing that to us.
Sure.
And I just wanted to ask you if you could just tell us the name of your website
Yeah.
again. Repeat that.
Sure, it's
or-
jaclynsgallery.com, so that's JACLYNSGALLERY.com.
Okay, with a Y.
That is correct. And you can
And-
see the daily photo blog we just mentioned, and a lot of my newspaper work and my weddings, wedding photos.
And as well as your jewelry, I suppose.
And the doors. I have my door
And you have
photos too.
pictures of birds you've
That one
taken
is
from-
that was in Costa Rica.
That's oh, nice. So that was from your travels from work?
That was for fun.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
good. For your,
Yeah, but I travel all over the U.S. I have 6 states left to visit.
okay.
Yep.
And what
that's
is this
of
one
my-
from?
That is one of my portraits I've taken. It's a group of people in Tobytown, Maryland. I did a side project where many of the people are descendants of slaves, actually.
Oh, wow.
And they still live in this very small town in Maryland.
That's amazing. Going back in time.
Yeah.
So have you done any more of that kind of work?
Yeah, I'm always doing some sort of side project. Now I've gotten
What
very
is this
into,
one
into
here?
film.
We have. Oh, this is your jewelry.
Yep. That was actually one of the pictures I took for my daily photo blog,
Oh,
which,
nice.
yeah, that was great. I use actually a lot of the photos in my jewelry are from the blog.
And so, what do you say on your blog when you're?
Yeah, so the title of the blog was Finding the Extraordinary in the Ordinary. And,
okay.
you know, just really finding the beauty in everyday life, which
Nice.
I feel like when we get busy,
Oh,
we,
awesome.
you know, miss out on things.
Right. So your website is jaclynsgallery.com, correct?
That is correct.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. A moment in time can be preserved or sustained through photography. Thank you for joining us on The Sustainable Scoop. I am Inga Middleton. Back to the news desk.
Very nice.
Great job, Inga.
Thank you, Inga.
And
We
Jaclyn.
love
And
Jackie's
Jaclyn,
work.
Jackie O,
It's
Jaclyn,
so
and her
cool.
photography. Nice.
Those
Very
photos
nice.
are
Nice pics.
incredible, right?
Nice
You're
pics.
a photographer too, correct?
Well, a little bit off and on. You know.
but-
Some
Yeah,
days,
but do you make picture
Some
jewelry?
days not so much. No, I don't make
That
picture
is
jewelry.
cool.
I don't. I seldom make
You knit?
picture prints at all. I have to take the knitting class though. That sounds like fun, among other
Yeah, make a
things.
scarf.
So, are you going to vote? You better vote.
That's
You're
course.
gonna vote, right?
next Tuesday. Very historic election.
They make
yeah.
it very easy for
A
us.
lot of buzz
where I
about
am.
this election coming
Mm-hmm.
up, so I don't know if I'm thinking about trying to do absentee,
Oh, okay.
absentee voting in advance, because the
Really?
lines are going to be pretty long, right? Even though they open at 7 in the morning, I don't feel like getting up at 7 in the morning to go vote. Do you?
It's pretty early.
I just have to walk across the street.
Oh,
so
right.
easy.
Oh well,
Yeah.
I don't. But I think there was a deadline for absentee
Yeah.
advance voting.
Right, I think so. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see
Democracy
what
in
happens
action, right?
on
pretty
this.
cool.
This is going to be
November
interesting.
8th. Don't miss the chance to make history. They say get out there and take an opportunity to
And the weather's
to exercise your right as an American citizen.
And the weather too is also supposed to be 69 degrees. They're saying, so you
well,
have no
that's good.
excuse to
We've
to
been
vote.
enjoying
right?
some nice Indian summer weather.
Beautiful.
It's
It's been
fantastic.
beautiful.
California weather.
Not
that's,
wearing a jacket.
This is Southern California weather.
I like the shot of the hummingbird. You were saying something about hummingbirds that you wanted to do like an expose.
I'm going to cover the migratory birds
They're-
one day. There's
they're-
so many of them, though.
You should.
So gotta do
Hummingbirds
it like
are
in a
amazing little
series.
creatures. I haven't-
Exactly. Well, we were actually talking about the swallows.
Yeah, the swallows.
come back to cappuccino.
No, same
Not
one.
the cappuccino.
Not the cappuccino. Same one
Maybe it is
Capistrano.
cappuccino now.
And maybe, and as of this taping, it's 4-1 Cubs over the Indians.
Who's counting?
Somewhere around in the 5th inning, I think. So we could be looking at a very historic
Either way,
World
it's very
Series here.
historic.
Either way, it is.
Yeah.
It will be an historic win. For,
Who are you cheering for, Craig? Who are
either
you
one
cheering
of
for?
those
Tell me.
two teams from great cities by the lake. So we'll see what happens as of this taping.
it might be
anyway.
close.
By the time this show is on the air, we'll have a new World Series champion, hopefully.
The
Okay.
champions. The champions.
So
of
anything
the world.
else? We're getting the wrap here. Anything else before we go?
Democracy in action. Age to
Democracy in
perfection, right? Age to perfection.
Don't
Yeah.
forget to check us out on YouTube. We're there,
YouTube.
and check out YouTube and #1. And that's about a wrap for this first show in November 2016. Thank you
going
for joining
fast.
us, and thanks to all of our crew and tech folks who helped put this together. Thanks to you for watching. And next week, if you're here, you're there, we'll be here.
We're always here.
And we'll try to do this all again. Have a safe week. Get out the vote. Take care. We'll see you next week.